What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? Today we got a show talking about testimonials. A lot of people like to record testimonials, but don't record testimonials that are designed to make you money. That are designed to grow your business. And today I'm gonna give you 7 tips, 7 things you should be doing when capturing testimonials so that they make you money. And if they're not making you money, why are you recording them? For you and your client. So we're gonna talk about that today. But first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this intro. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna definitely roll this intro. All right, let's do that.
You're listening to Content and Cash, a FlashFilm Academy podcast. If you want to learn how to take pretty pictures, this is not the place. But if you're ready to make a living by learning the business behind the camera, buckle up, because it's time to turn passion into profit with your host, Ty Turner.
What's good? If this is your first time on this channel, you got to know that this channel is about the business side of content creation. I'm your guy, Ty. And here we talk about how to get that bag and only how to get that bag. You got a million other places designed to teach you how to take better pictures. But right here, we're going to teach you how to get that bag. And today we're talking about testimonials. A lot of people like to record them because they're easy, they're dope, they do great things for businesses, but a lot of people don't know how to make them make money for yourself and for your client. Before I get started, I want to remind you a few things real quick. One, we got something dope. 2 things we got. One, we got the Capture Convert Kit I want to tell y'all about. It's 2 easy payments of free $99. That's 5 courses, 2 ebooks. It's free. What's the excuse? If that don't get you a client, you ain't trying to get clients. So check that out over at the Academy. And we're also opening up our lines to answer your questions. So if you got questions about how to grow your business, you go to questions.flashfilmacademy.com. You can record that message and I will play and answer that message on our next call. I will find one that's good and I will play it. All right, cool. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about a few things because I want to make sure that when we're recording testimonials, people think testimonials are just tell me what you thought about working with us. Tell us what you liked and yada, yada, yada. It's just a rant for clients to talk about their experiences with the company. And it's so much more than that. I'm going to ask you post where you're from. We already got our first one. OKC, much love. Victor, much love. So we always talk about testimonials and people think that they are easy, but I want to give you 7 tips on how you should be using testimonials to make money for your business and for your client's business. All right. Number 1, let's start with number 1. Very, very important. And I think this is something that, again, we preach and teach over in the Academy. If you're not with it, something ain't right. If you ain't with it, you something ain't right. I got 10 people trying to join my IG. I ain't joining my IG. Anyway, number 1 is understand who your target audience is. A testimonial that appealed to me won't appeal to him or won't appeal to her. If I wear Nikes, a testimonial about Adidas won't appeal to me. If, depending on what I do, you have to make sure you have a target audience and you are targeting that target audience with your testimonials. People like to look at a testimonial and hear a story from somebody who was in the situation they are currently in. And that is being on the fence on whether or not they should do business with you. And if they can identify with that person, that message will hit home. That's why we got to have target audiences. That's why we got to have niche. That's why we got to do this with a purpose. And when you are sometimes I record multiple testimonials from the same person because multiple target audiences can identify with them. I may have them reworded differently based on the target audience I'm looking for. And we're going to get into that as we move further in these steps, because I think these steps are important. If you got questions, get them ready. You can post them. You can get them ready because we're going to pop into them. Number 2, right? You need to gather your objections from your clients or your beta clients. Why is this important, Ty? Because your testimonials should help your client overcome objections before they get to you. That way you don't have to do all this selling, because guess what? The testimonials already covered the biggest objections you run into. And you all know, anybody who work with clients know that you've run into the same questions over and over again. Well, what are you doing about those questions? You should be addressing those questions before the client get to you. That makes you reassuringly expensive. You should address those questions on your website in the areas where clients look for trust. Think about it like this. When you can answer a question before a client even have a chance to ask it, it shows that you know what you're doing. It shows that you are the subject matter expert. It instantly builds trust. And a lot of people don't understand how valuable this is for your website. I have testimonials on my proposals that answer questions that clients may have for me before they even get to me. This makes my job at selling a whole lot easier. So you should understand, what are your major objections? What do you run into? Is it price? Is it how long is it going to take? Is it deliverables? What are clients asking you over and over again? What questions do you find yourself answering with every client phone call or meeting? Write those down, because there's a reason they're asking. Your website may not provide enough information, and this will tell us what needs to go on our website and what needs to go in our testimonials. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one. We want to craft a testimonial that address those objections. Don't just say, oh, it was great, I liked working with them, they were no, address those objections. Hey, we had a tight deadline of 4 days. We were looking for a company that can come out, film, and deliver this stuff in 4 days. This company was able to do it in 3. There are a lot of clients that's landing on your information, your page, that's trying to learn about you, that have tight deadlines, that's saying, I wonder if they can do this really fast. I wonder if they can block. So we want to address those concerns with our testimonials. That helps ensure to the client that we know what we're talking about. So very important that we address these objections that we've collected with our testimonials. All right. Cool. Let's get to the next one. We want to make sure that the person that's giving the testimonial, we walk through the complete situation. Right? We want to make sure we have that testimonial start at the stage where they found out about you, and walk through the stage, walk through the whole process. Right? We want to talk about how it was completed and how they felt choosing you. So the reason for this is we're catching people in the buying stage. Earlier in the buying stage, right? So we want our testimonial talent to help the viewer identify with them where they are currently and walk them through the stage. Hey, we were on the fence about working with a company because it was last minute and we needed video. We were going to have one of our friends film it until we found a company that said they can come out and film it in 3 days. We didn't think we can, because it was last minute and our boss put it on our desk, we didn't think we could find a company that can do this for us and provide quality in 3 days. But working with this company was a breeze. We had a 15-minute call. They got everything we needed. Once we paid the deposit or non-refundable retainer, everything was set out. They came out in 3 days, did it. We got the footage back in time. We were ecstatic. It worked out. We didn't think it was going to work out. We didn't know if somebody can help us, but this company did. They are experts at working with tight deadlines and things like that. You got to make sure your testimonial address the complete situation and what the resolution was to that situation. Not just they came out in 3 days or they were able to work with us within 3 days. They were able to do a great job within 3 days, better than we had ever thought. And they introduced things to us that we didn't think about. These guys are the professionals. They are the pros. They are great at what they do. So we want to make sure that our testimonials walk through the complete situation. How do they feel now that they got the footage back? I'm so happy I went with FlashFilm because they were able to do what we needed done in the time frame we needed. We thought it was impossible until we met these guys who are so smooth and turnkey. They were able to provide us with what we need in a time frame we thought was impossible. And if you notice, like on a lot of my testimonials, I address price. Hey, he's not the cheap guy. I don't want to be the cheap guy, but he's the right guy. That's what I want to address. If you got questions, make sure you post them. I'll get to them in a few seconds. Houston in the house. That's what's up. Let's get to the next one. We want to make sure the talent speaks in complete sentences. This is a no-brainer. If you shoot testimonials, you should know this. Don't have a testimonial pop on and they were like, it was good, great. We'll work with again. We give them 5 stars. Don't have them come on like that. Make sure they fully explain the question. They add the question to their answer and they talk about it so that viewers aren't lost in the sauce as to what they're talking about, who they're talking about. I like for my testimonial clients to say my company name as much as possible. That's just me, right? I just like that. That's just, you ain't got to do it, but I like to hear them say, hey, we work with FlashFilm Media and FlashFilm Media did X, Y, and Z. FlashFilm Media was great, yada, 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 yada. So we want to make sure that whenever they talk and I ask them a question about how it made them feel, I don't want them to just say, I felt good. I felt great. No, working with FlashFilm Media and their ability to come out and film and deliver our content in 4 days made me feel good. I was happy that I made the choice to work with FlashFilm Media. That is something that your testimonials should have, the complete question in the answer. So real big, if you're not doing that, that's day one. That's day one of the testimonials. Another thing I like to do, and it's another tip I'm gonna give you, I like to record my intros and outros separately. Let me tell you why. Because I can cut and chop my testimonials to be what it is. Usually I'm getting multiple testimonials for multiple reasons from the same person. I may get a pre-production testimonial. I may get a production testimonial. I may get a post-production testimonial. I may get a testimonial on how the items were delivered. I may get a testimonial on the price. I may get a testimonial on what the content did for their business. I may get multiple testimonials. I don't expect the customer to give me all that in 60 seconds. So if I get an intro, hey, I'm John Smith with such and such concrete company, and an outro saying, we will definitely use FlashFilm Media again. We love working with them. I can slice and dice the middle portion or the body of the video for each different testimonial. And we're going to talk about why I get multiple testimonials next, which is last but not least, and one of the most important things you will learn here at FlashFilm Academy. I'm going to get the gym alert because I got to make sure y'all paying attention. Place the testimonial on your website in the sales process or sales stage, right? So viewers, you got to place it where viewers can identify. So one, we want to have it in our area of trust that's on our website, which your website should have an area designed to build trust. We also want to place it in different places. On my proposal, when we go and we talk about pricing, there is testimonials about why I'm not the cheapest. When we talk about in the beginning, when I'm introducing the brand, there are testimonials talking about why companies chose to work with us. At the end, where it's time to sign, there are testimonials about the benefits of working with us and the results my clients have had by choosing to work with us. I have testimonials scattered through my proposal, not even just my website, but my proposal to help close sales. And you should be using testimonials in that same way. There may be people that's on the fence about working with you. A testimonial in the right place helps, and you should should be designing testimonials with that in mind. Hey, this is a early stage proposal testimonial, and this is a testimonial that's really good. It really walks them through what happened. It shows the results of working with the brand. It shows the results of the content we provided, and it's right where clients need to sign. So if they have any hesitation on signing so that they can pay this retainer, I will alleviate that hesitation with multiple testimonials from clients that were saying, hey, I was just where you are, and we signed, work with these guys, and the outcome was great. So you want to make sure your testimonials are there. Testimonials will help you be a better salesman because it'll make it easier for you to sell. It'll make it much easier for you to sell, and it'll make it easier for your proposal to be digested by your client. All right, let's get to the questions and answers. Let's see, we got some good questions. Let's see. Sam said the testimonials on my site are long because of all of these points. You may want to cut them up. You may want to make them 30 to 60 seconds, and you may want to place them in multiple places on the website just to keep the attention of your clients, just so there can be more directed. I don't want one long testimonial where they cover everything because I have 30 to 60 seconds to grab someone's attention. I don't want a 2-minute testimonial, 3-minute testimonial, unless it's in my trust area of my website. And if you got it there, it makes sense. That's where people go to look for trust, and they're willing to sit through a few extra seconds or minutes to gain that trust. But in the most part, my testimonials are 30 to 60 seconds, maybe a minute and 20 seconds if it's a very detailed project, tops. Sam even asked the question, how would I shorten them? It may take out some genuineness of the people. I mean, the thing is this, it don't matter how genuine they are if people aren't watching it. You got 30, we live in a TikTok world, 30 to 60 seconds, long form content. I'm not saying it's dying, but it's struggling. And then it also, let me tell you, this depends on your target audience. Let me tell you why. Because if you're working with clients where your client is a older target audience, 40s, 50s, 60s, they love a longer video. If your target audience is younger, 20, 30s, maybe early 40s, they want a shorter video. So this will depend on this is why I say niche is so important. How old are all of your beta clients? How old are the clients that you're working with? How old are your people? Like that would determine whether or not what the length of your video should be. Let me post this up here real quick just to make sure y'all got me. So it depends who you're doing this for. If you're doing it, you got to know the audience of who you're doing this for. Once you know that audience, that will determine how long or short your videos are. So that can help you kind of figure out if my stuff is too long or if my stuff is too short. And these are things you got to think about depending on who your target audience is, because that's a huge difference. Huge difference. Any other questions? Any TikTok questions? Any IG questions? I'll give y'all 2 seconds before we go ahead and keep it moving. Now, we talk about a lot of this. Anybody know in Module 1, it's huge. We talk about this in Module 1 and in Module 3. Module 3, we dive deep into testimonials and what you should be looking for to help grow your business and help push it further. Very important that you start to think about how testimonials play a part in the sales process. You want to make sure that testimonials are helping you sell and they're not hurting you. A lot of people have bad testimonials that hurt you. And people think bad testimonials have to do with image quality. It don't. A great testimonial can be captured on a cell phone. In fact, it helps because it looks more personable. It looks more real. Sometimes when testimonials are too high quality, they feel staged. They look staged. And it may turn some clients off. But again, this depends on your target audience. I'm not here to teach you what to think. I'm here to teach you how to think. And you have to know how to think based on who your target is. And if you don't understand who you're going after, you can't build a machine to go after those people. You're just guessing, you're hoping, you're wishing, and that's not a plan. At FlashFilm Academy, we don't live by those rules. We strategize. We help you build strategy to go after your clients, to become consistent at closing those clients. That's what we're about over here. So again, let me post this, because if you got great questions, I want you to go to questions.flashfilmacademy.com, record your message, whatever you stopping you, slowing you up. I would love to hear it so we can address it. I think that will be, great for a few shows, because I want to know what's bugging you, what's bothering you. What are your objections? What are you going through? Chicago in the house. So real quick, let me go over to 7 before I slide out, because not gonna be here all day. Let me get it in. If you got questions, post them and we'll get to them. Again, number 1, understand who your target audience is. Got to make sure we're creating this for somebody. Let me be honest with you. If you don't know who you're going after, your chances of being a consistent company will drop by about 75%. Simply understanding who you're doing everything in your business for will increase your chances of success by 75%. Think about that. Who is your target audience? Be very specific. Don't just say somebody that need photography, a company that need video, a company that need business video. That's not good enough. That's not gonna work, fam. You have to flush out your idea for it to be successful. You can't have a lazy idea and a lazy business. You're not going to have success. You have to flush it out. And if you don't have what it takes to flush it out, you don't have what it takes to be successful. Sorry, not sorry. You have to flush out this idea completely. I hate lazy ass ideas. They always come from lazy people who just want money, and they can't even think through the idea, let alone do what it takes to build the business and go in that direction. That's why they say business not for everybody. Some people need to wake up, punch a clock, turn a bolt, and go back to sleep. That's it. That's all they need to do. Everybody not built for the business side of things, and I respect that. But a lazy idea will bring you nothing. You have to have the ability to sit down and flush out your ideas from beginning to end. And in doing so, we need to understand who our target audience is. Who needs what we have to sell. Everybody want to do something. This is the thing. Everybody's artist, everybody's creative. The money is in understanding how to monetize that art. I know a lot of people that sing, dance, draw, flip, whatever. They do a lot of things. They don't know how to monetize it. They think that shaking their butt on TikTok for a penny per 1,000 views is worth it. That's what they think, because they see 2 or 3 people make money off of it. They think that I'm just going to get out here and do whatever to make a penny per 1,000 views. And that don't make business sense. The money is in taking a skill set and monetizing it. The money is in monetizing it. That's why record labels make money and artists are broke. The money is in how you and the way to monetize it is to understand who need what I got to offer. Now let me go do the research on what they're willing to pay for, how often they need it, where they at, what do they do, where do they shop, what clothes they wear, what color they like. Let me understand who they are, and let me continue to build my brand to appeal to them. Most of y'all brand colors are based off what you like. But you're not buying from you. You ain't never paid for photography, videography, not $10,000, $20,000. Most of your brand is based around what you like, and you are not your ideal client. That is why you are not having as much success as you could if you understood who you were building your brand for. And when we understand who that person is, we'll have more success, because we'll be attracted. They'll be attracted to us, and we'll be where they look. That's the answer to where the client's at. That's your answer right there. The clients are where they're supposed to be. The problem is you're not there, and you don't look like you solved the problem they have. We talk about that deep in module 1. All right, I ain't gonna give it all away. Let me go to number 2. Number 2 is make sure that you collect these objections from your clients. You know what the objections are from your clients, your beta clients. You know what problems people have when they first meet your brand. A lot of people land on your page and they got questions. Anybody who jumped on a call with a lot of clients after they were leads and they were visitors and they turned into leads, whether it be Thumbtack or whatever, and you got on the phone with them, the questions they ask are 90% of them are the same questions over and over again. You should be getting better at answering these questions. And your page should be better at answering these questions. Until those questions change, your page needs to improve on answering these questions. Maybe the answers are there, but they're not high enough. Maybe clients got to dig to answer these questions. That's your sign that we need to put proof or the answer to these questions up a lot higher. We need to get it in places where our clients can see it faster. All right. Number 3 is we want to craft our testimonials to address these objections. I don't want to hear they were great. My images were nice. The pictures were beautiful. They were so cinematic. Nobody cares. What problems are you running into? Your testimonial should speak directly to those problems. Your testimonial should address those problems. Period. I don't care how fun you are to work with. There isn't a client that's saying, we need it done right, but you guys aren't fun. We're not going to hire you. We need it done right, but you're just not passionate enough. Clients don't care about passion. They care about getting it done right the first time, within budget and time frame. That's what clients care about more than everything. So very important. Number 4, make sure your testimonial address the complete buying stage, right? It starts at a specific point in the buying stage and works through the rest of it. Maybe it's when a client realized they had a problem. Hey, we woke up one day, our kitchen sink was leaking. We didn't know what to do, right? Instead of starting off with, he's a great plumber, he came out. No, let's go earlier, because somebody watching this testimonial got a kitchen sink that's leaking, and they're in that situation. We need to grab them right there. Hey, we searched all kind of places. We looked up and down before we found these guys, because that eliminate the viewer from feeling like they need to search. That helps the viewer say, well, maybe I don't need to check all these other companies. If you already checked them, what did you find? You found that after spending 2 days looking around, you ended up here. I might as well save time and go straight here then. It helps alleviate that objection. Let me see, we got a question. I would like to create safety videos for electricians and tradesmen alike. How would I go about approaching beta clients? We have a whole section dedicated to that. And we have templates and everything that literally tell you what to say to them, how to approach them, everything in Module 1. We talk about it all. See, this is the thing. There's a lot of people who, if you've noticed, a lot of people trying to throw around a beta. Nobody was using beta client before FlashFilm Academy. Let's be real. The idea of a beta client was testing software before FlashFilm Academy. There's a lot of people who think they know how to work with a beta client. They think they know what questions to ask, what to get from them. It's all in Module 1. Period. When we go into detail, what qualifies a beta client as the right beta client? Just because you want to work with them, how do we determine if they're a good fit? How do we determine if they help my business? How do we determine if they're the type of client I want to go after? We have to qualify a beta client before we work with one, before we even approach one. How do you approach a beta client in a way where they want to help you? We talk about all of that. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of things you need to have in place before you walk up to these people. There's a lot of things you need to present to them to help them, because we need to know numbers, results. I need to have access to your website and what traffic changed when we provided this. I need to know what this do for you. If you're not asking the right questions, you're doing what all these other gurus are telling you to do. These gurus are telling you to go shoot and get your portfolio and leave. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. If anybody's telling you to build your portfolio, to go work with random clients just to build your portfolio, they are setting you up for failure. Let me say it again. Let me say it again, because it's going to hurt a lot of people. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. If you're following anybody that does this for a living in 2024, and they're telling you to go out and find somebody to film for so that you can build your portfolio and have images as if that will attract the next client, they are setting you up for failure. Because the most important thing is that relationship, not the footage you get from it. Who cares? I can go any doctor's office will let me film in their lobby so that they can have free footage. But if all you walking away with is free footage, congratulations, you failed. You're listening to people who don't do this for a living. There is no way I would send you into a business just to get pictures. When your ideal client is sitting across the desk with all the information in the world you need to sell to other people like him. He know everything. He know where they meet, where they look, what magazines they read, what conventions they go to. He is the key to unlimited business. And I'm going to tell you to go there just to take pictures so your portfolio look good, so that hopefully somebody land on your Instagram page and want to do business with you. Make it make sense. Just the craziest thing I've ever heard. So be mindful of that. We're not going to build our portfolio. It doesn't help us. Not in the way you think it does. The relationship and asking that particular person the right questions is more valuable than pictures on your website. Because I guarantee you, I can land more clients with my ability to solve a problem and put it in text and give examples with 2 pictures, 2 videos in my portfolio than I could if I had a website with 20 videos and 20 pictures on it, and that said nothing or spoke in no way, shape, or form my client's language. It's 2024. People want problem solved. Everybody got a camera. Just having a camera is not enough. Just showing up with 4K, 8K is not enough. You're selling ice in Alaska right now. You're not going to make it. Everybody got a camera. Everybody got a kid that's edited on CapCut. Everybody got a cousin that's in the photography, in the video, that can come out and just grab a few pictures. It's not enough anymore. Them days are over with. You're not special because you have a camera. Everybody got a camera. Everybody got 4K. Everybody can live stream and go straight to their social media. Everybody can do it. Why are they choosing you? Why are they spending top dollar for you? If you don't solve a problem for that client, you're not going to make it. Your camera is a tool you use to solve problems. We provide cinematic solutions, not pictures and video. We provide solutions for businesses. Well, what kind of solutions, Todd? Hey, I want to train my sales team in 10 different states, but I don't want to send Bob to 10 different states, and I want it to be a uniform training. I got you. The solution is video training. Stream to every person on your team from their phone with a tester. You know what I'm saying? That's a solution to that client's problem. What would it cost them to send Bob to 10 states and pay Bob? It would have cost them $60,000 to do that. Well, guess what? I can shoot a video for 30. And everybody in your team will get the same information every single time. Instead of sending Bob to Miami and Bob partied all night, and when it was time for him to go teach, he half-assed it because he was tired and hungover. This video is going to show Bob at his best every single time. Now we can put Bob on another task to do something else while this video makes you money. That's a cinematic solution. If you're not thinking like that for your client, you're not going to make it. Let me go through the rest of them, and then I got a few more questions. If you got questions, hey man, I'm going to ask that you post them because I'm going to answer them, and then I'm sliding out. Number 5 is, again, make sure your talent speaks in complete sentences. I don't want to cut on your testimonial and be like, where am I? I'm lost. Who is he talking about? It happens. I see it happen too much. Record your intro and outro separately. Hey, my name is John. I own such and such concrete company. Cut. The body of it, the ending is, we looked around. If you're looking for a company to do X, Y, and Z, we highly suggest FlashFilm. Record it separately. Don't let them rant. Don't let your testimonials rant. You may think it feels genuine to have people looking and saying, and it's cool, but your viewer don't have 6 minutes to watch this lady stumble and bumble about why she like working with you. Control your testimonials. Direct them. Let them be precise. Last but not least, place your testimonial in your website and in your proposal at the correct time. Again, we got pre-production testimonials, production testimonials, post-production testimonials. Just to be nice, let me give you a quick example. Pre-production. Hey, we had a script we thought was great. We ran it by the FlashFilm guys. They told us that they think a lot of changes should be made to make sure that the video is more precise. So we hired them to write our script, and they took our 6-minute script and made it 30 seconds. Now our completion rate for our intro video, our orientation video, is 98%, where before it was 32%. FlashFilm Academy or FlashFilm Media understands the importance of having a direct, precise script. They do this for a living, and you can tell. That is a pre-production testimonial. Production testimonial. FlashFilm Media came out, set up a room, they taped down cables, and we were able to get people in and out to interview throughout our day without changing our schedule. These guys are true professionals. They do this for a living. And we were able to get everybody in and out to get interviewed in 15-minute increments without pulling our staff away from their daily duties. That is a production testimonial. A post-production testimonial is they delivered it to us, and it was a breeze to work with these guys because we were able to write out what we wanted with our revisions, and they got our revisions done in no time. It was a 14-day turnaround, but they got it to us in 6 business days. These guys are great at making sure they meet deadlines. They underpromised and over-delivered. Those are 3 different testimonials from the same person that addressed 3 different parts of your business that you should be capturing for your proposals. That help anybody that's stuck, help them go through. Another pre-production or production. Hey, we opted to get to pay to get the teleprompter from FlashFilm Media, and gosh, it really saved us because we were going to use poster boards and look off camera like this. But with their teleprompter, we were able to look directly at the camera and read, helping our interviews go smoothly. We have staff that aren't natural on camera, and this teleprompter helped them be natural on camera. That is a great place for a testimonial that will help your client and help with upsells. Really big. These are things you need to know. These are things you need to think about as you grow your business. So very important. Last but not least, that's number 7, but you need to make sure that you are thinking about where do I need to build trust in my brand so that I know what testimonials to get. And this is another thing. Use this with your client. Understand your client's audience that work with their brand. Talk to them about testimonials the way I'm talking to you about testimonials. And I guarantee you it'll be easier to sell because they never thought about it the way you never thought about it. The way you're sitting there like, damn, I never thought about that. They are feeling the same energy. So we want to make sure that this is something we can tiptoe on and make us look like the subject matter expert we are. That's why that price got a comma in it. Because we do this. Any other questions? So you want to make sure that you are the subject matter expert. Okay. Question that popped in. Last questions. If you got them, post them. How do you handle it when you follow up with your corporate clients for feedback and they don't provide any? Okay, I'm gonna give you the short answer, and I'm gonna tell you where to find the long answer. If they don't provide feedback, they didn't like your service. Name a place you really enjoy eating that you never wanted to talk about. Right. You met some places that were in, but if they ain't got nothing good, they ain't got nothing to say, they didn't like it. So the follow-up really should be, how can we improve? Maybe I'll give them something for free to get that information, because that information is some of the most valuable information your business will ever get. We go deep in module 2 with the follow-up call, and we have templates designed to get that information. In fact, if you go to FlashFilm Academy, we have templates that you can purchase outright where it's all about follow-up. And let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give you a gem and things we talk about that nobody's going to tell you. Come a little closer to your phone. Come a little closer to your screen. Now, for real, I need you to lean in a little closer. I'm going to wait for you to lean in because you think I don't see you. I'll give you a second. Feedback from clients that don't choose you is the most important information you will ever get as a business owner. Let me say it again, because I think it went over some people's head. Because this right here, this is worth the membership. Feedback from clients that don't hire you is some of the most valuable information you can get to grow your business. Because you can address the reasons they didn't want to work with you. How can I get better if I don't understand why I'm losing? How can I get better if I don't know what I missed? You gonna guess? Good luck. The way to get better is by understanding why you lost. When teams lose, they go back and look at tape. They kept getting us with that pick and roll. We got to find a way to stop the pick and roll. They scored 48 points. That's why stats are so important in sports, because you can't improve on it if you don't measure it. That's why sports measure everything. And you should be measuring everything in your business to understand why you're not having success. And if you're not doing that, you're just guessing. And that ain't what we ain't about that life over here at FlashFilm Academy. We ain't about that life. We're about measuring. We're about growing. We're about taking the next step forward. You can't make changes if you don't understand how you lost. So when you do go to Thumbtack or wherever, and a client say, hey, they didn't choose you, you need to understand why. Let me see how the question pop up on TikTok. Also asking to speak to, let me see. I think I missed the first part of that question about teleprompters. Also asking clients to speak about the add-on purchase. Oh yeah. So he's talking about, so I like to get testimonials on certain add-ons, like writing, talent scouting, location scouting. You should get testimonials to speak to that. I had a company we shot. It was a little invention. If you live in an apartment, you probably got one. It's a little like metal tube that go over your stove. It magnetizes to the top of your stove, and whenever a grease fire hit it, it releases a solution to put out the fire. Right? They wanted to film. They wanted pictures of it for their training in the kitchen. As crazy as it sounds, they didn't have access to a lot of great kitchens. So they hired me to do location scouting, which all I did was Airbnb. Found a nice kitchen, rented it for a day, filmed for 2 hours, had the Airbnb for the rest of the day. Client paid for everything. But you know what? Client never thought of it like that. Never thought about it. Never even thought to look that way. They were looking at different employees that they had and who had the best kitchen. And people were like, I don't want to have to get my kitchen spotless for this. So location scouting is an upsell. It's something you should be charging for. It's something that you should have testimonials to speak to. Why it's important? Because there are clients that need what you have to offer, and they're scared to pull the trigger on working with you or anybody because they don't have a location yet. Hey, we're trying to find a location to shoot this at. If you haven't ran into that, you haven't been in business long. Because I know plenty of clients that say, hey, man, we want to do it, but we don't have a location yet. As soon as I find a location, we're going to call and we're going to set it up. Come here. I got that. This is what we do. So those are things that you need to be presenting. That's an objection that you will run into depending on what your client is. And you need to know that you have a lot of clients that have this issue. So very important. Very important. Kevin say, great advice. I'll be purchasing a full course soon. You can join FlashFilm Academy right now and get access to Module 1. You don't even have to buy the whole course. You can join and get access to it. And most importantly, you get access to our accountability meetings. Listen, every Wednesday we meet up. We talk about these things. with different people in the industry. Our members, we meet up every Wednesday night and we have these conversations. That's how I'm in touch with what's happening in the streets, because I'm in the streets and I got a crew of people that's in the streets. And we come back and say, what are y'all running into? What problems are y'all having? We got people in Sweden, Australia, Africa, everywhere. And they're saying, listen, hey, Ty, I'm running into this problem. Hey, Ty, it's slow over here with this product. I'm thinking about pivoting to this. And we talk about it. It's very important that iron sharpen iron so that you can have information about what's going on in the industry. And you're not guessing. Stop guessing and get the answers you need to be successful. The most important thing in all of war is information. Information is very important. If I know where my enemy is at, what they're using, what their plans are, what they're shooting, what their intentions are, what their next move is, I don't need a lot of firepower. I just need to know where to be. Let me tell you, you all seen Star Wars. You know how valuable the information was, where to place one missile to blow up the whole Death Star. That was information. They didn't win because they had the biggest guns. They didn't win because they were great. They won because they had information on where to go in the Death Star to take out the whole thing with one shot. That's how important information is to growing your business. And if you don't look at it that way, if you're the type that think books and courses is a scam and there's nothing to teach you, good luck. Go figure it out. Waste 10, 20 years on something that you could have learned in a weekend. Success leaves clues. It's there. You just got to be smart enough to follow them. So, the choice is yours. You can keep following the guys that's telling you that, you need to go buy a C400 to get business or go buy the Top Gear to get business. Or you can learn how to attract big companies, how to solve their problems, how to present yourself as the company that solved their problems so you can consistently get work. It's not hard when you change how you think about it. But again, I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, listen, we do this every week, y'all. We do this every week. If you're a member, I'm going to see you tomorrow night. If you got any questions, post them in the comments. We'll talk about it. And I'm going to ask you what I always ask you every single week. And I want you to really think about it. I want you to think about it. This is your homework. When you get in that car and you riding down the street and you got all them companies around you, I don't care where you are in the world, because this applies to you wherever you are. All them businesses, every last one of them need content. They need it daily. They need different content for different platforms. They need video content. They need photo content. They need all training content. They need orientation content. They need freaking recruiting videos. They need everything. The question is, why aren't they hiring you? Why not? You can shoot video. You can take pictures. They need photography for their training material. They need photography for their newsletters. Why aren't they hiring you? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Now, when you're ready to answer that question, you come see us over at FlashFilm Academy, because we got the answer to that question. We know exactly why they're not hiring you. We talk about it all day, every day, and that's all we talk about. Because you can rent the gear. You can't rent this. You can't rent the website. You can rent all the gear in the world. You can't rent the brand. You can't rent the ability to solve the problem. You can't rent the ability to close sales, to answer questions. You can't rent the ability to understand who your target is and where they look and what they need and how to be in front of those target audiences. You can't rent that. Stop focusing on the stuff you can rent and focus on the stuff you can't. As always, be inspired, be creative, but your damn show better be profitable. See y'all in the future.
You've been listening to Content and Cash, a FlashFilm Academy podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and go to our webpage at www.flashfilmacademy.com.